I'm Holly Moeller, and I am the owner of Paper Crush, which is a online shop and brick and mortar store here in Lehi, Utah, where we sell a curated collection of party supplies, desk accessories, gifts, and like stationery paper type items as well. It all started back in 2011 when I discovered party blogs like Hostess with the Mostess and Amy Atlas, Tomcat Studio. So I kind of discovered party blogs years ago and was like, oh my gosh, I have to like create these beautiful parties for my kids. And so that's technically where it all started back in 2011. I mean, it's gone through some evolution and changes. Back then it wasn't, called Paper Crush so I started a blog, started planning parties for people, and then started an online store, and then now the brick and mortar. So that's kind of where it all started years ago. When I first started online, I kind of always thought in the back of my mind that I would want, that I wanted a little brick and mortar store. And so that was kind of, I would say, almost like my end goal in a way, was to actually be able to open a store someday. So when I started online, and I also did like pop-up shops where I would bring a lot of the merchandise that I sold online to different markets or boutiques and set up just a little table or booth with other local vendors to see if stuff would sell, and stuff was selling. And so that was kind of my proof of concept that, people like the stuff in person, and so decided to give the brick and mortar a try. The hardest part is getting the word out, right? Getting traffic, getting people in the door, getting the word out, that you have this store, you have this, online store. It wasn't actually opening the store itself, like that wasn't the hard part, but, like getting the people in the door, I think, is the harder part, and it still continues to be, a challenge. 10 years ago, people did, we didn't have Facebook and we didn't have Instagram, and because those have definitely been, a big part of getting the word out about the shop and getting, customers in here and getting people to know about it, getting people to come in and kind of talk about the store, or, having events here and things like that, I think has helped. But I still think that'll continue to be, one of the biggest challenges, I think, in the business. You figure out, okay, this is how much I need to, expense-wise to be able to make this work, and this is how much I think my monthly expenses are going to be. You never know until you're there. So I mean, it's the even the cost of like employees. I was thinking, I'll be here as much as I can. I'll work 40 hours a week. But it's even just like when we're getting ready to open the store. Oh well, okay. I didn't realize the new floor was going to cost this much. So I think it's just I don't know that there was one thing, but it's just kind of little things that you never owning a business, you don't realize you're going to have to, do and pay for it. And I heard people say this all along. It's going to cost you more than you think it's going to. You know what I mean? And so I think, if I could go back, I would have, maybe saved more, or just had more of a, like a financial pool or something to, to pull from or available, because it does. It just, everything costs more than you think it will, I would say. Talking to more people, and I think even just working in a retail environment, I think would have been helpful. I mean, technically I did for like a year in college, but like nothing too extensive. So I think just doing a little more research, talking to more business owners, and maybe even getting my feet in a little bit more into an actual business before I started my own would have been helpful. Go for it. Like if you're kind of trying to decide what to do, if you're trying to decide to start a business or not, I think you should go for it, because that's kind of, what gave me the extra push was I knew if I didn't do this, I would always regret it. It would be something that I would regret, and I would never know what, could have happened. So I would say go for it. Like networking and finding, people that are similar to you, similar, business owners or women business owners, or, find some local groups that you can be a part of, and network with people, and, that share kind of the same goals and the same frustrations and things like that, so that you have people to talk to, and, to kind of help you through the hard times, and then be there to celebrate your successes as well. So I think that would be, something I would definitely, recommend.